I recently had a friend reach out to me basically asking how he can stay productive and how he can optimize his setup towards that. And I feel like my phone is definitely like the biggest contributor to how I retain focus on things that actually matter. And I like to basically share my setup on my phone today. Now, I think for most people, they're actually completely lost on like the use case their phone should serve them. And a lot of them have actually tricked themselves into thinking it's being used as a tool when really it's just zapping their dopamine and attention. So, for most of these people, it's, not their fault. Society has only really encouraged these things. But once you do see the light, it's kind of hard to go back to your regular ways. And just like an addicted smoker would, right? They just go through the motions, right? Of taking their phone out, doing the same things. It's so ingrained in them. And, it's just like a smoker, right? Like taking out their pack of cigarettes and smoking, right? It's so ingrained in them. And today I'll try and fix that for some of you if you set up your phone this way. And I've actually seen a lot of similar videos to this, but I think what makes mine a little different is I'll actually be going in depth into some of the settings that you can change that will actually make a difference and how many times you pick up your phone or, how many times you're going to open up that annoying app. So actually opening up my phone now, um, as you see, this is my home screen. It could be a lot more minimal, right? A lot of these apps I don't actually use. They're just kind of here to be here. But if I was you, the first thing I would do is basically get rid of any apps that serve no use case, right? So something like TikTok, I would not keep on your phone, um, obviously, because it doesn't really serve any use case. Um, but things that you still kind of use on your phone, but you don't really need, I would basically just hold down the app and press on remove and then remove from home screen. And what this is actually going to do is it's going to make you have to swipe all the way. As you see, I kind of have apps here. It makes it more difficult to swipe all the way to the app library. But it makes you have to swipe all the way here. And the point of doing this is you're basically just adding friction between you and actually opening up the app. So you can kind of follow something similar to this where you just place a bunch of apps. So yeah, I would really just keep utility kind of based apps on your home screen. Nothing that can really take your attention. Like as you can see, I don't really have anything special here, just music, messages, email, banking stuff, just pretty simple stuff. Definitely no like algorithm heavy apps on my home screen. Now, a lot of the good changes are actually going to be found in the settings. So that's where I'm actually going to go here. And one of the first things I would definitely do is go to notifications and just turn off notifications for all the apps that basically for all the apps. That's what I did. Yeah, turn off notifications for all apps except like iMessages. Um, and this is actually so key because when you turn on your phone, you don't want to be like bombarded with algorithms and like a bunch of information already, especially in the morning. Like that's really bad. So you should only really get information when you go and like go out and look for it, right? Like when you go and click on an app uh, and get information, it should be purpose based, right? Not just in your face. But yeah, I just keep iMessages on because I still want to know if someone sent me a message. But yeah, everything else just basically goes. Now, the two other things I also like to turn off is under display, which is right here. And let me go down. And basically, I was messing with the settings earlier, so this is on. But this is usually off for me. Raise to wake and always on display is off as well. And basically, what this does is it ensures that your phone only turns on when you actually click the power button. And now, with your phone no longer being on at all times, you're actually going to be picking up your phone a lot less with these settings enabled. Now, another thing I also like to do is actually switch my Face ID to just regular passcode. So if I go down to Face ID and passcode, obviously I would enter my password, and you can basically turn off Face ID. And again, this is just adding more friction to when you need to open up your phone. You're basically gonna have to enter a passcode instead of it just scanning your face. So it does add more intention and purpose when you pick up your phone. Now, these next two settings are actually so key what I'm about to show you. And personally, I feel like these settings actually made the most difference for me. So let's go up to accessibility and then motion. And basically what I do, I turn on reduce motion. And what this is gonna do, it's basically, it makes the animations kind of just less nice. um, it just, yeah, it makes using your phone just less nice. And then limit frame rate. So usually on these new phones, they're usually like 120 hertz, but you can actually limit that so it's just 60 frames per second. And again, this is just making your phone just slower and just more of a slug to use, I guess. But for me, it made a big difference. It's not as smooth and stuff, so you don't really have like the need to scroll or anything. Now that basically is most of the settings I would change. I do have my power button. When I click it 3 times, it basically turns it into just black and white. It removes all colors. I don't do that all the time, but it is useful at times when I need extreme focus and yeah. Now, these settings alone will actually make a really big difference. But if you're someone who's like still kind of struggling, I would recommend the app called ScreenZen, which is pretty good. I was using it for a while. I don't really use it anymore because I don't really have an issue with my phone. Um, but basically, what you can do is you can basically set limits, and it also pauses before you open up an app and basically asks why you're checking it. And I guess that just adds more intention to when you open up your apps. And it ensures you're opening up the app with intention, right? Not just out of boredom or something like that. Now, another app I actually really like is, I don't know what's happening here. But yeah, another app I really like is called Social Focus. I'm pretty sure it costs money. I'm not sure. It's probably like $1 or something. But basically what it does, it allows you to actually like change the formatting of like certain social apps in your browser. So like let's say you deleted YouTube off your app, right? Because you're struggling with YouTube, but you're still using YouTube on like Safari, right? You can actually change the formatting of the website. So I'll show you that right now. So here, as you see, I'm on YouTube now. And if you click on this, you actually see I have an extension called Social Focus here. And you actually have a lot of settings to kind of play with. You can like hide comments, hide thumbnails. I have it in gray mode. To be honest, this was useful for me once because I did have this problem, even though I was deleting social medias. Um, but for the right person, I think this could be quite useful. And as you see, they have a lot of different stuff here. So even if you're struggling with, I don't know, opening up Reddit on Safari, right? Even though you deleted the Reddit app, there's a lot of settings to play with here. And it just limits your phone usage a lot more if you're still struggling, of course. Now, despite these two apps, there's nothing really else I actually use. Because honestly, those settings I made changes to alone, like earlier in the video, is enough for me to just stop using my phone. And of course, like deleting major social media apps. But yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention too. Another cool feature is called hidden. This hidden folder in the bottom right. And what you can actually do is, if you don't want to give up an app entirely, right? Like if you don't want to delete it, like you're still like, I don't know, let's say like Instagram, right? You're still like messaging people on Instagram. You don't want to delete Instagram entirely, right? You can actually hold down on an app in your app library here, and you can click on no, require password, sorry, require password, and then hide and require password. And when you do that, what you're basically gonna have to do is every time you want to use that app, you click on this hidden folder and you're gonna have to enter your passcode. So now when you think about it, when you open up your phone, you're gonna have to enter your passcode once. You're gonna have to swipe all the way to the side here and you're gonna have to enter your passcode again just to get to that app. And that amount of friction, I don't know. I'm quite lazy, so like I don't really want to go through all that. So I usually just not end up using my phone. And as you see, when I do use my phone, it's mostly like just checking my emails or listening to music or I have the books app open here. I was reading Deep Work earlier. Um, but yeah, your phone really shouldn't be something you're using throughout the day. There's nothing really productive on here. Um, but yeah, that's honestly about it. My phone is pretty boring because I don't use it. But yeah, I hope you guys got some sort of value or utility out of this. Again, a lot of these changes are gonna make your phone just less enjoyable to use. And for a lot of people, they're actually gonna like kind of stray away from this. But if you are someone who is dedicated to actually, regaining focus on things that matter, these settings will make a really big change in how you interact with your phone. Of course, the best alternative to this would be just not using any phone at all, or like maybe using like a flip phone. But in today's year, I don't know. I just don't think it really makes sense for most people. So I think setting up your iPhone in this way ensures you're only using your phone um, for, purposeful things. And that way you can actually use your attention that you've regained now on actually, making a difference. Yeah, that basically wraps up everything I wanted to talk about. If you're someone who's still struggling after making these changes, or you just have a question about how I set up my phone or anything else, feel free to leave a comment and I'll probably reach out. But yeah, have a good day.